Welcome back, everyone. This isn't a video I was planning on making anytime soon, but I was planning on making eventually. It's time for this motor to come out and get replaced. Yeah, can't see. Hold on. I need a flashlight. Yeah, that should work. Yeah, I'll do it. All right. Ready for this? Big old hole in the block right there from cylinder 3. So we're gonna get this motor pulled and figure out what the hell happened, because that just kind of came out of nowhere. Swapped out the oil pan not that long ago, then just did an oil change on it, and all of a sudden it just started knocking like crazy, and about a quarter mile later it popped. So almost 300,000 miles, 298,453, something like that. Bring it back after I pull the motor out, because I think you've seen me pull a motor either on this one or that one 2, 3, 4 times now. So once I get it out, we'll get it on a stand and see what the hell's going on. Obviously, motor's out. Got the transmission over here. Bunch of other parts, don't mind that. That's for this guy here. At some point, all of this here is for this. Didn't really dig too much into it to figure out what's going on. The rod snapped. It's kind of wedged in here, right there where my finger's at, against the crank. Did a good number on it. But it's out. I gotta pull the clutch, flywheel, and power steering pump off of it, because got a new boy here already. This is the same motor, just the JDM one. The only difference I'm really seeing right now is this guy. That's not a power steering pump. I need a power steering pump there. So otherwise, everything else is the same. We've already started stripping down some of the old wiring harness off of it. So you got to get the cut hoses, more cut hoses, more cut hoses, more cut hoses. The only thing that got damaged in shipping, the motor fell over and broke whatever the hell this is. Luckily, I have the one from the old motor, so not too worried about it. We'll get that taken off and get it swapped out and not have to worry too much about it. So I'm going to finish getting this thing stripped down, and then once I get it all assembled and everything, we'll get it back in the vehicle and see how she runs. Probably not going to take it through too much more of the process, because it's putting a transmission on the new motor after swapping a clutch and flywheel and a power steering pump, and then just putting it back in the car. So nothing that's overly complicated, just a little time consuming. So we'll get her all back in and see how she runs after that, because this motor was obviously a little tired with almost 300,000 on it. I think that one's got about 40,000 on it. Obviously, being the JDM motor, a little less emissions restriction stuff. So hopefully I'll have a little more. I mean, it's still only rated 140 horsepower, but a little more power. And then obviously we'll get the transmission cleaned up too. Well, that didn't take too long. Motor is in. Obviously, still got a few things to button up. You know, the whole front end, coolant, radiator, AC lines. Still some minor things, but got all the lines back here on. I just need to move the hose clamps. Got the fuel line back on. The power steering all hooked up. All the motor mounts are on. Axles are in. Everything's set up in here, but axle nuts and ball joints need to be tightened down. Still a little bit to go, but we're not too far away, honestly. All right, let's see if this piece of shit fires up. Attempt number 2, not using the brain pan. The throttle body is coated to the ECU. Didn't really think about that the first try, which is why it idled like crap and didn't run. So I got that swapped over, got the belt on, new O2 sensors. Let's see if it works. If it doesn't start, it's because I basically bricked it and kicked in the anti-theft because of the wrong throttle body to the ECU. But let's see what happens. After that last clip, I got it fully running right. I had missed the vacuum line back here on the intake manifold, and that's what was causing it to run like shit. But now she's coming back out 3 days later. I was going to do an update video on how she was running and everything. Well, she's not. This little bastard right down here, transmission, something's going on either with the clutch or the flywheel. I don't know. Can't get into gear at all. And with the car running, clutch in, and the vehicle in neutral, it creeps forward. As soon as you start letting off the clutch, car dies. So she's coming back out to figure out what the hell's going on. Figured out what happened. It's going to be kind of hard to see, but you look right down here. See that right there? That is a missing drain bolt from the transmission. So we got it all apart. Drained the coolant, drained the oil, which I didn't really need to do. Went to drain the transmission fluid, and there's no drain bolt there. So the transmission fluid just decided to puke itself out onto the highway, road, whatever it was, and fry the transmission. I'm pretty sure probably welded the synchros or something together, but yeah, I put a drain bolt in it, filled it up with some training fluid I had laying around just to see if maybe it was salvageable. I had fourth and reverse, so brand new motor, now going to be a second brand new transmission. I think the last clip I showed that I had all this out, but I decided to take out at least the shifter mechanism here, and you can see there's a little bit of gunkiness in there. If you look in here, there is some shavings all over the place, like all right in here. There's a whole bunch of little shavings. So honestly, I think I'm just going to tear this transmission down because I can. You can't find a synchro kit for this transmission anywhere, so it's not like I can rebuild it. Get a new one on the way here pretty soon, and then we'll get it back in the car and get it back up and running again. And like I said previously, get you a proper clip of how this thing sounds with the SN Performance header on it. Literally, that's all I changed, and it's a insane difference in how it sounds between the factory Cat and the SN Performance header, with just the factory whatever front pipe, over pipe, and then the Yanaka exhaust. Got the case off. Not seeing any obvious damage. The gears all look all right. I'm gonna fully pull it all apart here in a second, but the gears look okay. There's nothing. I mean, a little bit of marking on them, but honestly, it's nothing that it's like major that would cause it to not shift. There's a lot of this stuff in here, so there's a lot of that, whatever that is. So I'm gonna pull this off, pull the gears out, and see if I can figure out what the hell happened. I mean, obviously I know what happened. Drained fluid, it locked up, but I'm not entirely sure why right now. I'm gonna see if I can find exactly what failed, because why not? Got nothing else to do right now. Well, I figured out what happened. Third part of the shaft doesn't turn, obviously, because it's part of the shaft. Second, let's see if I can get this up here properly. Second, perfectly fine. First, not so much. So, not ideal running the transmission with no fluid in it. That's where all this material came from, here and down there. So, fourth and fifth were okay, as far as I can tell. Obviously, something happened with the synchros and whatnot, considering I only had fourth and reverse, but I mean, you can look inside this portion of the case, and there's a whole bunch of shit, like all of this and down here. So, yeah, I did a number on this thing, but we'll get another transmission on the way and get her back on the road soon. Got the new transmission. Obviously, as you can see, it's already somewhat in the car. Just got the passenger motor mount on for right now. Then you get the rear motor mount on, the serpentine belt, and then after the serpentine belt, get the driver's side mount on, because doing the serpentine belt with the driver's side mount on sucks. It's you literally have like no space whatsoever. So, but we're getting there. Honestly, the hardest part about all of this so far, got a dowel pin in the block, and I also had both dowel pins in the transmission on the new one. So I had to get one of them out. I decided to take the one out of the transmission, which was probably the stupid idea, because it took me about 2 hours to get that thing removed. I had to basically break off all the outer parts of it, take a Dremel with a sanding bit and sand a groove in it. After I got the old crap out, because it was so seized into the transmission, and I just used, I don't know, one of these screwdrivers here and got this last little bit out of it. That was a pain, and I never want to have to deal with that again. So hopefully no more issues with the transmission or motor, and we're good to go forever and ever and ever. But we'll see. I'm gonna get to getting this all put back together, and I'll bring you in for the first start of new transmission and new motor, since I didn't really do that for putting the motor in. Good news and better news. She's running fantastic. That's the good news. Better news is it's now 6-speed instead of a 5-speed. The transmission I ordered just said JDM 5-speed on it. Didn't think anything of it. The part number was different. I just assumed that was from, Europe or Japanese JDM, whatever. And U.S. market transmissions just having different part numbers. Cool. Got it running. Took it out for a test drive. All good. Didn't need to go into reverse anywhere. Went to go reverse out the next morning, and it went forward instead of backward. Issue. Obviously. Google the part number, and it turns out the transmission I put in was the PHE4 transmission, which is the European Type S transmission, 6-speed, not 5-speed. Okay, cool. The only thing you need to do to convert the R18 from a 5-speed to a 6-speed is swap out the shifter. Luckily, since that one over there is actually going to be scrapped, I haven't done an update video on that, but yeah, I'm done with that. I'd rather just buy another one with a clean shell and basically just redo everything I just did on it, because I don't feel like paying somebody $15,000-$20,000 to fix the body, and then I'd rather just buy a clean shell for $3 or $4 grand. But this now has the hybrid racing short shifter in it, which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 reverse. So that's the better news. Now I have a 6-speed in the 1.8 base model. Realistically, hasn't really made a whole lot of difference as far as gas mileage goes. Feels like it gets up and moves a little bit better just because of the shorter gearing,